But no, I mean, I think this is definitely a positive step. But as you point out, like this could all fall apart before the comprehensive deal has to be reached. Overall, I was surprised by how specific they were in their announcement at the presser yesterday, and as well as the extent of the concessions made on both sides. I mean, this does not give Iran everything it wants. All the concessions they're making are outside the NPT framework. You know, Iran, as a non-weapon signatory to the NPT, has the right to peacefully pursue nuclear energy. So Iran's making huge concessions here. I think that, you know, if they can get the sanctions removed, the nuclear-related sanctions at the EU, UN, and US removed, and that's based on verification from the IAEA, I think this is a positive step.
I want to bring up, you know, just another quote here from the president, because, of course, as we said, he's been facing a lot of criticism from both sides, and that includes not just Republicans, but also Democrats. And so he said, if Congress kills this deal, not based on expert analysis and without offering any reasonable alternative, then it's the United States that will be blamed for the failure of diplomacy. What do you think about that?
I think that there are two threats facing humanity. They are climate change and they are nuclear weapons. And the Republican Congress is legitimately, literally trying to scuttle both of these agreements. The President of the United States, like him or hate him, is trying to mitigate these problems. And he's trying to work with the world community on both of them. And Republicans in Congress, why anybody takes them seriously on almost any issue at this point is silly to me as a serious person who reads. On foreign policy, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm actually really happy that they're actually sitting down and talking. I have this crazy idea that that's how the world should work. JFK thought that. He did it. That's what this president is doing. He might just earn that Nobel Peace Prize. 36 years we didn't talk to the Iranians. 36 years of bad blood on both sides can take credit for it. And the idea that we're conflating all the horrible things Iran does as proxies with other terrorist groups, with them getting nuclear weapons, is confusing. It's political rhetoric. It should be ignored, as should the foreign policy hawks in the Republican Party, who have no credibility, John McCain, Lindsey Graham, and plenty in the House, who got everything wrong about Iraq.
But as I said, it's not just the Republicans. You've got your Democrats, too. And, of course, Senator Bob Menendez now is no longer in his position of power at the moment because of
they're not going to have any
going on for him. But why are Republicans so opposed?
No, it's going to be a very tough sell for this president to get the American people to buy into this deal. It falls far short of the original benchmarks that he originally set for himself. It allows them to keep the core of their nuclear program intact. And you do have both Democrats and Republicans coming out saying that they are very highly skeptical of this deal. So there's still a lot of details that need to come out. But if you look at yesterday, the White House put out a fact sheet, and Iran comes in calling that spin, saying, you know, questioning what the American people are, how they're selling this deal. So I don't think that politically, I think this is going to be a huge challenge for him to get over the hurdle. June is a long way away, and the members of Congress are going to be fighting for congressional oversight over this deal.
But I think that members of Congress are making a much bigger deal about it than the American public.
They support the
No,
deal.
they're not.
They
American
do.
public does not. I'm sorry, they do not trust Iran, and for good
wildly misinformed by their
No,
leadership.
they have not.
Yes, they have.
Are you defending
Absolutely
Iran,
have.
which has acted as a sponsor of international terrorism? Our allies are being questioning.
He's defending the deal.
No,
He's defending
that
the
means
deal.
Okay,
comments
well,
like
you're
that.
saying they
Comments
can't be
like that on
concluded.
panels like
no,
this.
I'm sorry.
Are
You're saying
ridiculous.
that they
Looney Tunes. No,
can't.
that's Looney Tunes. You're trying to change the frame and saying, "Are you defending Iran?"
No, you are. You just
are you
sat there and
defending
said,
Al-Qaeda?
"Well, you can't. You can't take."
I don't know
please.
you, but that's so
it is
stupid.
not. You said you cannot.
Are you defending Iran?
And take that
You started by saying, "Are you defending Iran?" It's so stupid. Have a serious conversation. Don't be a clown.
Don't make me separate you and put you in different rooms
but
here.
come on, Ellen, you know that.
No, I 1000% agree.
Never been in a conversation. No, you sound like a politician.
And naive.
I have no stake in it except for the future of survival.
Okay.
I hate to do
Sorry.
this. But you got to
You say I
As we
sound
have an
insane.
honest conversation here, I mean,
Yeah,
Let's do that.
without
Let's do that.
insulting
Okay.
people.
We're trying
Let's
to
do
do that.
that.
And I think, you know, the point is that if you are somebody who supports diplomacy, as Pete was saying, that isn't crazy. And I think that for the most part, the American public is in support of some kind of diplomatic solution to this
Okay,
because
but
they're
you
war
can't
weary.
have
Let me
to be-
finish.
I
Let me
agree,
finish.
okay.
They're war weary. Nobody wants to get involved in another military conflict, and so. That doesn't mean that you are an Iran defender just because you are willing to open your eyes to some kind of a negotiation.
And who you're negotiating
No, the problem is you
with.
can't even have a
Iran
conversation
has
like
proved
this.
time and
A
time
mature-
again that they are not good actors. They cannot be
can't-
trusted.
you
So
can't-
let's see how history.
you
proves
can't have a
itself.
mature-
Do you
That's
think,
also
do you think that the
36
U.S.
years of not having conversations
Right.
with them.
Actually, I
we're
think
saying,
the sanctions were starting to work. So yes,
You-
do.
I think that's not true. I think if they were working, there would be no need for
The
this
president
conversation.
came out. He put all his cards on the table. Everyone knows how badly he wanted this deal. And Iran is not stupid. They
That's
knew that he
okay.
was
How badly?
negotiating. It's
The
not
world
okay
wants that
because
deal.
when you negotiate
The
a deal with
world.
someone, that's not how
But
you
Jessica, I
negotiate
think
a
that what
good
you're
These
deal.
are
missing is
nations. This is
what
not.
you're
We're
missing
not
here-
negotiating for a promotion.
The reason that there is a deal that people are looking forward to is because nobody wants a nuclear-armed Iran, right?
Okay,
when you-
and does this
no,
deal
so when you
accomplish
diminish
that?
it to make it just about politics and just about a notch on someone's belt, then what's the point? And what's
I'm
the
not.
backing up
Yes, you
of
are.
what all the
I'm saying that.
Republicans
No,
are
I'm
saying
not.
when they're trying
I'm
to
saying it has
fearmonger?
very real impacts on both American and global security.
Let me
That's
ask you a
what I'm
question.
saying.
Let's see where you're at in the world. Do you think the war in Iraq was a good idea? Do you think we were successful? Just answer
Listen,
that.
Okay, I'm not going to play this game where we're rehashing every
No, because I'd
military
like to know what your
decision
point of
we've
view
ever
is on
made.
Iraq.
No, I'm very clear
Successful?
on where yours is.
All right, guys.
Talking
Iraq,
about Iran
successful.
You know
and this
what?
deal.
We don't have time for this. We can do it outside of the
It's
green
like-
room. We're going to move on to our next topic.